I believe that when, for me, I touch something for the first time, interact with something for the first time, I either have this like immediate yes or no feeling inside. And if it's a yes, there's a reason, but I can't maybe put words to, but it feels like I'm starting a friendship with this thing.
Welcome to Chompy Land.
Chompy Land.
Hi. We're in Spokane. We've been here for a while. Been here for a few days. You know, your life is like you're pinballing around and bouncing around all the time, and sometimes you're not sure what you're doing, but every once in a while you have that feeling like right here is exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. And I feel like the role I'm playing in the whole Chompy thing is one that I'm supposed to be playing. I think we've all experienced so much joy and fulfillment in our lives making music. Like, I can see how this instrument can connect people to that world, even if it's not something that they're really familiar with.
Come on, Chim. Come here, Chim, I want to snuggle you.
It's kind of like my inner child, or like my alter ego, kind of. All growing up, I had this nickname with my family of, everyone called me Chomper, because I would eat my food way too fast. And Chelsea had the idea, and she was like, what if we called it Chompy?
Spokane Airport was partly sunny. The temperature was 68 degrees.
Yeah, dude. Sample that with Chompy.
There you go.
48%.
I mean, Tobias is Chompy. He's just the human form of it.
When I was growing up, we actually had a small recording studio in our house. And it makes it sound really fancy, but we actually lived in like a double wide trailer. And so my dad, he just allowed us to be in the space and around recording equipment and instruments and all this stuff. And I took an interest immediately to tape. And I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. And some of my very first memories were actually walking around with this thing and trying to record frogs. And I would just obsess with, like, you can capture the sound and then you put it in the device and then you can change the sound. And there was something in my head at that time that was like putting it together in a maybe subconscious way that just became so fun. I have literal like cases upon cases upon cases of just like old cassettes that I've collected and found over the years. You know, if you were painting, this is like my color palette in my music.
Creating Chompy was this really natural progression of what we've been trying to do, and like, this is a tool we want to use in this continual looping music concrete format of just composition and using sound to continually feed into itself. And so that's been like a multi-year endeavor of finding different formats and different access points to create music in that way, and then make it shareable so that other people can access that.
Because Chompy is very much designed to intake samples, intake field recordings, or whatever other things you want to put in it, I find that there's a particular piece of that process that really opens up when we come into spaces such as this, because you can use the actual sounds of the environment to inform the pieces you're going to play.
A big hope of ours with Chompy was that it would be robust enough for professional musicians to use it, but also inviting, so that someone actually could go try it and not be afraid. What are you doing here, buddy? Your arms fell out of your harness. Hold, please. The actual design language on Chompy is non-traditional. So a lot of these were kind of, how do we communicate an idea that both a child and an adult could latch onto? When we were first developing the instrument, my role was visual communication. We did the panel designs, and we worked together a lot, like choosing materials and the liaison of all the other random jobs that just need to happen when you're running a business. Like being able to go so hyper close to something, you see it completely different, and you have like different interplay of shapes and textures and colors. It's a good source of inspiration.
This guy first.
Yeah.
Then that guy.
Then that guy. This guy. And then this guy.
And then that guy. And then you know the drill. You can rotate, hunch that baby down.
Made a magnet.
Something that sticks out right away is Chelsea and Tobias's background in education. It's something that we talk a lot about at Chase Bliss, is like, how do we teach people how to either, you know, learn about guitar effects or use our specific pedals?
Probably for 6 or 7 years, we did a workshop or an event every month, and it was a labor of love, to say the least. But man, it was so rewarding and so cool to see people that would start, you know, knowing very little or just being excited about something, and then watch their evolution over the course of those years. How about that sound? It makes that like electricity sound. The whole picture of what Chompy would become was built into this original workshop idea that we had. Everyone would go and use their phones and just like capture different sounds. And then as a group, we could start addressing like, hey, what should we use this one for? What does this make you feel like? How does this start to paint a picture of emotion? What would evolve into Chompy started as these questions being posed of like, how do we take some of these ideas and make a more streamlined version of it?
This space was kind of my lair, my little attic up here.
I've noticed that about the spaces that you work in. You probably don't, because it's just normal to you, but you just like really maximize the area. I wish I was more like this.
Thanks for saying that. I think there's a secret to it.
Yeah.
And the secret is I'm blind for a good chunk of time sometimes. And so everything I do, I have to design a system where I can memorize where everything goes.
Yeah.
If you ask me where anything is in that shop or in here, I can tell you not only where it is, what drawer it's in, but where in the drawer location it is. I could just be in muscle memory and like, oh, I don't need to worry about that because I know where it is and I can just grab it and go.
I have vision issues, and I was born with a hereditary condition that over time just continues to get worse and worse and worse. And so I've had to make some pivots along my life and my career path that have had to accommodate for this vision situation. There we go, there we go.
My vision had started to get so bad, I was in denial of it, even how bad it was for myself. Because the minute I accepted it, then it was going to be like, well, then that's my life. And I didn't want to get to that spot. And instead, I just like accidentally was just pushing myself so hard that then I was lashing out to the people around me. And then finally we got to the like, why am I so tense? And it's like, oh yeah, because like I'm working 10 times harder just to like keep up with everybody else, just to do the normal stuff.
And the time in which we were trying to figure out, you know, should we really make Chompy a business? Should that be something that is the goal? Was around the same time that I had this window of recovery that I was going to be needing to have from these multiple eye surgeries that I was going to have to undergo. I do the first 3 surgeries and I'm literally blind. And I'm blind in a way I've never experienced before. I've had bad eyes my whole life, but like this is different. And I am literally thinking to myself, like, I might be like this the rest of my life. So I have a blind cane. I'm like training, walking around the neighborhood with a blind cane. I'm like trying to do everything I can to just brace for it. So I chose to just like literally dive into Chompy.
Let's grab some stuff to look at. You can tell the top shelf is the stuff I use the least. So we're going up to the top shelf today to show the good stuff.
That was the very first model that I made with my students. It feels like kind of crazy to look at this and then the jump that it took to get to that. But we did this all on a 3D printer, and I ended up gluing 2 pieces together and painted it, and we felt like as a team, all right, like I think ergonomically this seems to work and it feels good. The prototyping phase was another 3, maybe 4 years of just a lot of mistakes and trial and error. And it takes money too, so you just have to like save up a little bit of money and then try something and order a PCB or order something, and then you learn you didn't know what you were doing, so you gotta scrap that one and try again. And so many kind people along the way just helped me, get pointed in the right direction. And luckily I have a personality that really just likes to nerd out on certain things, and of course this is one of those things. Is it gonna boot? Oh, I see lights.
There we go.
Yay! And the first time I was able to use it with my students, it was like the coolest feeling ever, because I'd been working on this thought and this idea for so long at that point that, wow, what a cool opportunity to see it work. There it is. There's their serial number. So we worked it out that, like, okay, ultimately we need to make roughly between 50 and 100 units, and we need to design them in a way that we could just make them ourselves. I very much dismissed any potential for it to be bigger than that. This is the CHOMPI that the world got introduced to for the very first time. It's the exact hardware unit. I can't not like just laugh at this situation at that point. So 7 days, we had 1 million views on this video, and it was like, what does this mean? Like, what? I don't know how to translate 1 million views on a video to what we're trying to do with this launch of CHOMPI. In a matter of, a couple hours after we launched it, our life changed forever.
I ended up leaving my position, and then it was just CHOMPI all day, every day, forever, trying to get all of the ducks in a row with 2 people. It was a little wild.
For a good solid year, maybe even still, it just feels like we've just been trying to keep up with it ever since. I can't really put into words how it's felt to make something so personal and invest so much of your time and energy and passion into it, and to then have people be able to experience what I was hoping them to experience and feel like they can connect with this thing I'm so passionate about. I honestly don't know if I believe in fate or anything like that, but it feels about as close of an experience I've ever had to something just that feels meant to be, feels so natural that it's hard to define, honestly.
It's kind of unquantifiable how much work and time and just life that they've put into making this instrument exist.
Real quick on the dreads. Look at that guy. The heck? He's like an old soul.
We've been here for a while. We're leaving tomorrow. We just met Tobias's grandma, who had a huge role in raising him, and that was I think we're all kind of feeling emotional. Like she's just amazing. Dolores, I love you. I do. I know you're watching. She is. You have all this context for something, and then you have like a real tangible experience. You see where people are working. You meet the people that are important in their life and who've played a role in how we all got here. And it's like a feeling of like completion, It kind of brings everything full circle.
I think that there's a huge part of me that I am so thankful to have been able to get this far with these things I care about, so that we can do them as a team now. That I don't have to think about what happens if I wake up one day and I can't do this anymore. Does CHOMPI end? Is it over? It's been a genuine sense of like penetrating fear in my life for many years at this point. I have had to learn a lesson that I was so reluctant to learn, which is you just got to ask for help sometimes. Sometimes you just can't do it yourself. I think once I opened myself up to the idea that that was okay, then I only saw good things.
After this experience and being out here and seeing, you know, with my own eyes, everything, I do feel even more of a responsibility to to make sure we do right by Chelsea and Tobias and really everyone, and Dolores, you know, just everybody in the Chompi orbit. And the pups, got to do right by the pups.